The thought police have officially arrived in the state of Florida thanks to new legislation signed by our Trump-loving governor, Ron DeSantis. The legislation passed last week is going to force college professors, college students, and really any faculty member at a taxpayer-funded college here in the state of Florida, they're going to have to register their political views with the state. They're going to have to fill out this little survey that the state is going to create so that the state is able to profile each and every individual at a public college here in the state of Florida to find out where they fall on the political spectrum. And our idiotic Republican governor, Ron DeSantis, who, apparently thinks that this isn't some kind of gross infringement on personal rights, he's doing this because he says that we want to promote ideological diversity in colleges here in Florida. And we can't have all these liberal professors pushing their beliefs on all these students. That's just not fair. Now, he's not able to point to any specific instance where this has actually happened, okay? There is no empirical data to suggest that this is happening in Florida or literally anywhere else in the friggin' country. But this has been a right-wing talking point for decades. They've never been able to back it up because, honestly, it's not a thing that actually happens. But it's another one of their culture war stupid things. That's what this is. This is furthering the culture war stupid talk because that's all Ron DeSantis can do. That's why he signed the Transgender Athlete Ban. This guy thinks he's going to be the next president of the United States. Ron DeSantis does. That's why he's doing all of these things. They're not actual problems. They're not real things that need to be fixed. But he knows that Republicans are inherently stupid. They are. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to pussyfoot around that anymore. If you're believing what these idiots are selling, then you're an idiot. And that's why he's doing this. Because he knows you're not going to go and look up whether or not this stuff is real, whether or not it's a problem. If he tells it to you, if he tells you it's a problem, you're going to believe whatever he says because you're an idiot. That's the only reason Republicans can be successful is they convince enough stupid people to continue to vote for them. And that's what's happening here in Florida with Ron DeSantis. Now, this piece of legislation is not going to hold up in court. So this isn't ever actually going to be a thing in the state of Florida. Okay? So nobody really has to actually worry about that. What we should worry about, though, is that it was even proposed. That it even made it through the legislature and then got signed by the governor. The courts 100% are going to strike it down. This is totally, completely a violation of our rights, and it's never going to see the light of day in practice. But again, those idiot Republicans, as the Republican base, they're not going to follow up on that. They're not going to watch the court proceedings. They're not going to pay attention to see if it gets struck down. All they know is that the governor did it, so he wins. He gets that. He did a good thing. That's all this is about. That is all this is about. But another piece of irony here is the fact that we have a Republican Party who for years has been telling us that they are persecuted. The Democrats want to take away their rights, want to round them up and sticking them in those FEMA concentration camps. You remember that talking point from the Obama years? FEMA was building concentration camps, so the thought police could go and round up conservatives. Well, we may not have FEMA concentration camps, but we do have a Republican-controlled state demanding that people turn over their political ideology so they can sort them accordingly. And these Republicans don't see the irony of it. Everything they feared Democrats would do to them is what Republicans are doing to everyone else. That's how idiotic this Republican base is. So yeah, when I say they're stupid, trust me, they're stupid because they can't see the forest for the trees. They can't see what's actually happening here. And they can't see how this could come back and bite them harder than anything has ever bitten them in their political lives. But that's what we're dealing with here. We have this horrendous demagogue down here running the state of Florida who truly believes he is going to be the next president of the United States. And if he continues to convince enough stupid Republicans that he's good enough, he just might be. And that is a more terrifying thought than even Donald Trump getting a second term, because I promise you, Ron DeSantis is worse.